We bought these. These were like $500 puppets for Legally Blonde. The director was like, "That's terrifying. We're not using that." So now we just have this. I have
Wait,
a leg. One of
a
their
leg?
legs is because we
A
had two of
leg?
them, and the
Like
the
a
other one's
human
leg
leg?
ripped off.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Off Topic. This is season two, and today's episode is a little bit more fun since we are talking to someone who just recently graduated and is now in college. And this is Zach. And he's going to talk to us about his many experiences of college, but just a little recap of his senior year and a lot of amazing things he was doing. He was part of the robotics club. He was also in musical theater. And he was also in band. We called him the Thanos of activities because he was just collecting them all. So, welcome, Zach. Hey, Zach.
Hello, Athena. That's a
How
new
are
one.
you doing today?
I'm doing lovely. My dog woke me up an hour earlier than I wanted to get up, so I'm a little tired.
No,
But
yeah, that's real. My dog was screaming at me today at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay,
yeah, I was
dog.
a little more fortunate than that, like 9.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shenanigan for sure.
hmm
That's a shenanigan. Well, you are taking time off of your Sunday to talk to us about your experience. You just finished up your finals for college, right?
I did, yes. I am back home now. It's
Uh,
good to be home.
yeah. What college are you?
I'm going to Worcester Polytechnic Institute up in the Detroit of Massachusetts.
Oh, so you came all the way down home. Nice. What is your college experience like so far up there?
It's been it's been good and bad. It's fun for sure, but it's also a lot of work. It's I'm double majoring, so I've got a lot more work and keeping on top of extracurriculars, and I'm still doing theater things, uh, just on the tech side now. So arguably more work, because I'm also kind of is trying to help oversee the directing, not directing, but the more administrative parts of things.
Hmm.
And then band, I'm in a few groups for that. So it's a lot of
That
stuff going on.
that does sound like you're balancing the best of both worlds, and I'm assuming the bad part is trying to find time to put all those things
Yeah, yeah.
together.
You have to become, and this is an analogy that has come up in a lot of different clubs that I'm in there. It's a lot of Tetris.
That's a good, that's a really good analogy. You're trying to fit all those different pieces together. Yeah. And you said you're doing theater tech?
Uh, Not as a major, but I don't know. Actually, I think that is not a major you can do, but that is a minor you could do.
Yeah,
But
a minor.
I am doing theater on the tech side, yes. And I just did a performance from the not quite the performing side, but well, it was technically performing side. But instead of being on stage, I was just below stage, and I played 4 instruments for it.
Oh, wait, really? What show was this for?
It was it wasn't an actual show, which is a little bit sad. It was a cabaret that we did. Every D term, which is we have A, B, C, and D term because we're in a quarter system. We have a our musical theater club, which is called Vox, has it has a cabaret, which is where we essentially just mash up a bunch of musical songs. This year it was Cabaret on Fire, so everything was fire themed. We had We Didn't Start the Fire at least twice, which isn't a musical song, but
Yeah.
it's fire themed. That was our exit music.
Okay.
We had Smartphone Hour from Be More Chill. That one is all about a guy who burned down a house because he went insane.
Oh,
The first song we opened with was this lady crashing out about cheese nips, and then burning down or attempting to burn down a building. Uh,
so that's
we
not
had
okay.
a song called Dust and Ashes from Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812. That is a very good musical that I did not know about until this show. That was really fun.
Wow.
I had a really cool clarinet solo in one of those pieces.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that sounds amazing. I can't really play an instrument, so like I commend you for being able to
It
play a
takes
musical
time,
instrument.
yeah.
Yeah, it that's a lot of practice. How long did you have to practice for that? You said you'd played four instruments, so
I played, well, okay, so I played four instruments total. However, three of them were essentially the same. I had soprano, alto, and bari sax, which are very similar play styles because they're all using the same type of mouthpiece and same type of reed. Clarinet is also very similar to those. It's just that the fingerings for everything are different. So you have to kind of get used to switching between the two so quickly. I we had one rehearsal where I was we started a song, and in musicals you have to switch instruments a lot if you're doubling.
yes. Yes.
And I forgot to switch instruments because I didn't look at my music properly, so I was playing the wrong instrument. So it sounded abysmal, and I had no idea why until it got to the point where I was supposed to switch instruments, and I realized, oh, I've been playing on the wrong instrument. I was playing the right notes for if I was playing that
But
instrument, but it
it
didn't
was
sound right.
oh no. Wow. Oh, wow. Wow. That
I I
yeah.
think I squeaked at least 5 times during that performance on the clarinet, but I'm happy with it. I'm
Yeah,
happy with
I
it.
mean, that's memorable that you have some lore to drop. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So,
yes, absolutely.
yeah. But and I mean also the nerves too.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
that's
my
true.
hand I would I'll be unable to do
Yeah,
that. With my theater performance still, I wouldn't. So
I
I
thought you were great in your theater performances.
oh, thanks. Yeah, Mamma Mia days. Oh, that
I remember Mamma Mia. I still have the mailbox. It's right over
the
here.
the mailbox? Wait, really?
Yeah,
Are
I have
you
the Greek mailbox.
to
I
show
also
the
have
audience?
the big flag from Legally Blonde on top of it.
Oh, right, since you were
Oh, and I have
oh,
Ruffer. Ruffer's on here too.
who's I'm scared. Who's Rufford?
I will show you who Ruffer is.
Okay, I'm excited.
Pull this off of my Vex robot.
From FTC?
No, no, my dad bought me a kit when I was in middle school.
Oh,
Might
don't
not show
pull
up.
up.
This is
Oh,
Ruffer.
who's this?
We bought these. These were like $500 puppets for Legally Blonde, and then we got them, and the director was like, "That's terrifying. We're not using that." So now we just have this. I have
Okay.
a leg. One of
A
their
leg?
legs is because we
A
had two of
leg?
them, and the
Like
the
a
other one's
human
leg
leg?
ripped off. No, 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 no. Like the
Oh,
leg of this. It looks like like a chicken drumstick.
I was like about to freak
I
out.
don't know where I put it, but one of the freshmen, he like gift wrapped it and gave it to me as a gift at the end of the show, and it was so sweet.
Oh.
I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera. You can see the outline of it.
I can see like it looks like you're in the void. I can't
I don't
really.
know how to turn this off.
Oh.
We love tangent in college.
No,
You know
no.
how many
Oh,
times you use trigonometry in engineering? It's insane.
right. So wait, you're double majoring in engineering and
It's robotics engineering and computer science because
oh my God.
WPI is one of the only is one of like a
Wow.
handful of schools that has a robotics engineering major. And what that is essentially just computer science, mechanical engineering, and electrical and computer engineering all mixed into one. So if you double major with CS, there's actually a tracking sheet specifically for that. I have to log into the Zoom web portal to do this.
Okay, Zach. It's a it's okay. What you can do is you can like when I'm
Yeah, I'll take a picture of it later.
yeah, you can just send me the photos of your
I love the
friends.
like perfect line across my face that this makes
Okay, yeah.
because line detection really cooking on this.
Yes, but based on what you lore dropped with me about your double majors, okay, I kind of have two questions then. So like
Hmm.
what career path are you trying to go towards?
I have no idea. I'm just kind of
You're here for
going.
the ride.
I've applied to like at least 10 different jobs and internships. Unfortunately, it's only been in the last couple of weeks because I did not get on it early enough.
It's okay.
So I'm reaching out to a bunch of companies like, hey, I know it's already start of summer, but would you hire me? I got two emails back. and one survey from Apple that
Mm.
one of the emails said hi space comma because my name didn't get inserted properly.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then it said, unfortunately, we aren't accepting you for the role of, and then it said in brackets, not available. And then it was signed, not available, not available. So
Oh,
I sent several emails to that company trying to get in touch with a human that could like
the
maybe
rise,
fix that. Because that
rise
was a
of
little
robot.
frustrating, you know?
No, that is frustrating. I would crash out too, since what do you mean dot comma? Like if it
Hmm.
wait, like was this job offering, was it on the website and that's what
It
you're
was through a site called Workday, which is it's like a multi-use website. We use it at my college for our academic portal. Like you can view your grades, you can apply for courses, but on the other end of things, it can also be used for career applications.
yeah.
So it's literally just a checkbox, and you type in what you want the email to be, and you just put in some little like placeholders for like name goes here, job title goes here. Put some random employee's name here to say it's from them, and
Hmm.
it didn't insert any of those properly. So it just said not available, and I guess for my name, it just didn't put anything.
Wow. How does I know you said you were already frustrated though, but given, you're working really hard with your major, how does that make you feel with the
It was
job
annoying,
process?
especially since
Yeah.
it's a tech company.
Right.
You'd think they'd have it figured out.
Right. Right. No, I can definitely understand that. It really does annoy me with the automated messages too. Like a person couldn't just like open the email and just like respond back. I
It would be
totally
so
get that.
easy for at
Yeah.
least a person to just look at the email before they hit send. You know,
Right. Right.
it's
Yeah.
just a problem with expenditures.
Yeah.
Too expensive to have a person look at it.
Yeah. Isn't that like
Trust the system.
I want to go back a bit. So with your double major, yes, and you said you also are you're signing up for leadership roles or director for the theater.
I'm
Or
working my way up there. I
okay.
want to try and do because I this year I did some in concert band. I joined a little bit late, but then I we had a song. We played "My Shot" from Hamilton, and the director was like, "So this has a vocal part. Does anyone want to do it?"
I'm sure you raised your hand.
And I think I was wearing my Hamilton sweatshirt at the time, and I was like, "I'll do it." And then another guy from the sax section also got up and said, "I'll do it." And then as we got closer to the concert, he was really busy with like finals or something, and I was like, "I mean, I'll do it myself if it's too much to ask." And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And we're actually really close now. We went to Prague over spring break. He was one of the
Nice.
people who went there as well. But after that, I think a lot of the people kind of came to know me by name because the conductor kept calling me Zaxter the Rapster, and that stuck for a while.
Oh, because it was my shot and you had to rap?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my, wait, you have to send the video of that.
I will.
Yeah.
I have all of our concert videos are online, which is nice.
Oh, wait, yeah, that would be perfect. Okay, so I know that was pretty brave of you for, say my shot. Is that your favorite song in Hamilton, if you like the musical?
Probably not, no.
Oh,
I
no, wait.
think I think I gotta see which one it is.
I mean,
But after that, I since people knew me by name, I was kind of comfortable with most of them. But
yeah.
I got to become close with a lot of people there, and I ended up joining a conducting class with the director. And these conducting classes are weird because they count as a class, but they are one-on-one with the that teacher. Or like if there's more than one person in the course, it would be you and all of the other people that are there. It's only like three people, I think, was the amount that I had at once, but only two of us met with them at a time. But I had to conduct a few songs, and I think that that's leading me towards I want to do or I want to try and be IMD or instrumental music director for one of the shows in the future for Vox.
Wow, that sounds amazing. No, I'm sure you got that, especially like how came to rise with the My Shot song. and everything. I would be so proud of that, by the way. Like, how did it go? Like, were you
It
nervous?
was good. It was good. I was a little bit nervous, yeah. And then he wanted to take that with us to Prague, and as like maybe a week before we left, I went to him and I was like, because we had some heated debate about whether or not we should play Star Spangled Banner there, and we like a week before we left, I went to him and I said, if we're debating playing Star Spangled Banner in a foreign country, I don't know how comfortable I'm going to be rapping a song in English in the Czech
Right.
Republic.
Yeah. Okay.
So we took that off. But
No.
yeah, there was a lot of people asking to take that off anyways. So
Oh. Wait, so you were never able to sing My Shot?
I did get to. It was in a different
Okay.
concert, but we were also going to
Oh.
take it there.
Did you have to wear the outfit?
He ordered like a I call it a pirate hat, but one of the other sax people keeps correcting me and saying it's a trifold. He ordered that, but it didn't come until after the concert. So I was gonna wear that in Prague, but I just
Oh.
have it now.
You just dodged major bullets, I see.
I did,
I
yes.
was I was expecting him to
Potentially literally, but probably figuratively.
Yeah, I was expecting you to like, I don't know, why was I imagining you in the like full costume from like the
Yeah, that
Hamilton
wouldn't work because I
musical?
had to play other songs too, and that would have drawn a lot of attention to me.
No, but
Just sitting because I'm at the end of the row because I worked my way up to first chair, and that means that thank you. That means that I'm the first person in the row that people will see.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if I'm just in a Hamilton outfit, that would stick out a lot.
Yeah, because oh yeah, because you have to wear your performance
Yeah,
all
the
black.
concert black is just like button down and slacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That is so interesting. I don't know. I thought like if you had to dress up, I think everyone would. Okay, but that's going a little off topic. My bad. But anyway, okay. So now this is going like a little bit backwards now.
All right.
What mainly got you into theater as well? So I know that story with tech, but how did that bleed into theater as well?
I in third grade, we had a play, and I think it was Little Red Riding Hood, and the music teacher there I was fairly close with, um, and she gave me the role of the wolf. My third grade teacher was horrible. Like the homeroom teacher, she was miserable. She would always like pick on the boys for
Oh,
no reason. But I remember I took that role and I had so much fun with it. I did like my own little improv. I was a third grader, so it was stupid, but I still think it was funny. But that kind of got me into
yeah.
acting. And then when I was in high school, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna try musical theater because I hadn't done that before. But I like singing. I like the acting part of things. And then I got a role in a show as a featured soloist, and that was Mamma Mia.
That was Mamma Mia.
And that I had a lot of fun with, despite I was not prepared for all of the drama that would come out of theater groups.
Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying with like acting, since you think because it would be like a close-knit community and like really chill, like
It
robotic TV
is. It's
sometimes,
close
but
knit,
yeah.
but it's not really chill.
No, it can get a
Yeah.
little heated sometimes, but like I mean 8 hour practices, you kind of expect some.
Yeah, yeah. And once I got to college, those became so much longer. Like even just on the pit side of things, we were there from I think like 5 till 11 every day of tech week.
Oh my,
So
to 11?
it was yeah.
How do you
And
have
actually one of them went over midnight because they wanted to finish a certain part of it because they were trying to get lighting done.
Oh goodness
Uh
gracious.
Props to our light board operators because
Right.
everyone always complains about how long we're waiting on tech or on holds, but like I've done some lighting things now and it takes time
It does.
if you're not like a veteran with it.
Yeah, and lighting is so important in the aspect of theater. Like lighting and I believe tech, I feel like I mean everything's important in theater, but those are the
Yeah.
main two that
I
contribute
think
to the
if you
show
didn't
being a
have
show.
lighting and especially
Yes.
soundboard operator,
Yes.
if you didn't have those, it would be very bland.
it would be very bland. People wouldn't be able to see you, hear you,
Hmm.
and proper
Yep.
mic stuff. There, yeah, those are really the unsung heroes.
For we did a show called Ride the Cyclone, which was also a very fun show. It's got a cast of like 6 people though. Uh, we added in extra roles so that more people could participate. But I was the assistant sound engineer for that. So I was on stage, and if anyone's mic broke down in the like couple seconds when they were off stage, because those people were always on stage for that show, I would be trying to troubleshoot their mic as fast as I could, or like replace a battery pack. We have a pack of like 100 condoms that we use for when the actors sweat so much that it gets into the
Oh,
connector, and it
oh.
looks so goofy. I was not ready to see that during my first performance there. So we just have them now.
So, did they show you that in the middle of the performance or during like
It
rehearsals?
just appeared on one of the mic packs when I was doing the first musical in A term when I was on Run Crew. I
Okay.
spent that show underneath a set of stairs, pushing them in and out because they were on rollers. That was a fun musical though. It
That
was Be
sounds,
More Chill.
yeah, that sounds like a fun musical. And I have to ask, do you see like I'm sensing a difference, but do you see the difference in like theater from high school and in college where it's
Oh
more
yeah,
so like a
especially since
performer?
the high school theater department the is not very well funded, but
Thank you.
my college theater department is not through the school. It's a like a club organization, so they get a certain budget from our SGA, Student Government Association, and then they can spend that budget. They split the budget up. They actually do a really good job of running these. They split the budget up between the different departments of the show. So like scenic gets a certain amount of money to build the set, and then sound gets a certain amount of money to rent from, or tech gets a certain amount of money to rent from, or rent equipment from L&L, which is our Lens and Lights club, which does all the sound and lighting stuff on campus. Uh, they have an obscene amount of equipment.
Yeah.
I've run a few events with them. It's a lot of fun. I've learned so much with them, but they have so much stuff to pick from. So it's so good for learning, and so they help with the shows because Vox doesn't own all of that equipment because it's expensive.
Yeah. No, that's a good point you're making though. The funding is different. And it kind of I don't know, I don't want to get like too into it, but I feel like it kind of disappoints me as someone who did theater a bit, like for her my freshman year, like how
Hmm.
underfunded high school
Yeah.
theater is. I mean, it depends on the school, but I never really appreciated that since with other activities like robotics or in football or then sports, it's like super funded.
Sports is a
Yeah.
whole other thing.
I mean, sport, don't get me started on the sports. I'm not
Talking from a uh, STEM major perspective,
right.
sports got so much money.
That's what I'm saying. Their process for applying to colleges are different too, and it's just like, and I'm listen, sports is still that's difficult. I can't run to save my life. I get that. I mean, that's a lot of talent, but so is what we do too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like we're both like I like come on. Yeah,
One of
I
them's a
totally
physical
get it.
sport. One of them's a mental challenge.
Mental challenge. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But then like and then in theater that's mental and a physical sport too
Yeah,
because you're
yeah.
dancing, but you're also using your brain so you can like act and everything. And so yeah, I never understood why the funding was so low when it came to musical theater because that's like I feel like a big aspect of,
I think
or
it comes down to just
yeah.
there's not as like given how big the school is and how many people are in doing theater, it's just not worth it for them to, well, that could be said about sports too, but
Yeah.
uh I think they don't see it as worth it to spend the money on the department.
Right. Right. But I remember for Legally Blonde though, it was like I saw photos from the set. It was looking really good. You guys actually had a
It was it was a fun set.
it was a
That one was so nice because we could actually walk behind it, kind of.
you could? I
Yeah,
remember the sprint for my life since you would have to go out another door
I
around
remember that, and I
all
remember being able to hear the stomping behind the room as people would run across the stage. Yep.
yeah, I remember people were running for their lives. It was kind of funny. So you guys were actually able to go in between wings.
Yeah. So we didn't have to run all the way around. It was the set design was really nice. Behind the doors, all of the doors could be removed, and then you could, when the doors were in place and the middle ones were closed, there was a channel that you could walk through. or you could walk behind everything between the psych and the set itself. So like for Legally Blonde remix, there was a few of us backstage behind there where we were singing ensemble parts from behind stage. And depending on if I know she was struggling with sound at one point, but she was doing a very good job with it otherwise. Because it's a demanding role, and if you mess up, it feels so bad.
Right.
If
So
you're on the soundboard operator.
oh, right. So would you have to manually turn on? Well, you weren't in that,
The way
but
we did it, I actually helped with that. For that one, I did help with it because we love our sound guy. The sound guy we hired messed everything up like a couple days before Tech Week or something like that. So
no.
we no longer had anything saved, and me and the soundboard operator were going through and manually, or not manually. Well, you would have had to do it manually anyways, but we just made mute groups. So you would hit a button, and it would automatically go mute the people who needed to be muted and unmute the others for certain scenes. So if we go from like everyone's singing to suddenly one person's talking, you don't want everyone else's mic still on because if any of them are close to each other and they like say something because they think they're muted, that's going to come out of the speakers. So you need to mute everyone who's not talking. And same thing with like if you're up close with someone and you are both singing, like I had a scene like that for Sirius. Uh, we're like the two of us were really close to each other, facing each other because it was like a romantic scene.
Yeah.
Romantic. That was such a fun scene. But
Yeah.
the mics will pick the other person up because they are pointed outwards. They're not, especially the mics we had, they're not directional. I think those ones are omnidirectional. So that means that they will pick up any sound anywhere around it. Meaning that if you're singing at each other, you're going to get so much overlap from the other person and it's just going to sound really muddy. I
Wow.
don't remember what I was talking about now.
I
I
know
just went
you're
off on a long tangent about mics.
you're fine. No, I mean that sounded like that was from the archives and you were bringing it out and thank you because
I've got
that's
a lot of stuff in the archives.
no, the art, I mean, shoot, this would be a 2 hour episode because there's a lot to, talk about with theater and your experience at colleges.
Yes, there
But,
is.
but we are heading towards the end of it, and I just kind of like, before I go on to a special off-topic question, I wanted, why did your face drop? I wanted to ask you, like, how do you feel now that you're in college? And I know a lot of people are like, yeah, it's party culture, it's this, it's that, it's wilding out. And because you're all so independent and everything, but seriously though, as a college student and no filter,
I,
how are you feeling?
yeah, so I know there is some party culture at my school because I think, I'm sure every college has fraternities and sororities.
Yeah.
Uh, but mm, I don't think I've gone to a single frat party this year. I probably should have gone to at least one just to experience it. I just never saw the appeal. I just wasn't interested. But there is a party culture, but it's also just like, especially at a smaller school. That's part of why I picked WPI because it's a smaller school. I can walk to class and almost always recognize at least one person who's also just walking to class or walking back from class. And it's just nice to be able to know the people around you. Whereas if I was at like a 30,000 person school, I would not know who is who. I would just be walking by myself to stuff all the time with no idea what's going on. I mean, I'm sure I'd have like you'd have friends, you'd have people you know, but it's just not the same as a small school. And yeah, there's a lot of work to do, but especially like I living in a dorm, uh, I was in a nice dorm. We had a common room that overlooked the quad, so we could just people watch
Oh, I love people.
to our heart's content. And the community we built just in that common room was so fun. It's just a
Yeah.
bunch of people who just came together. People do work in there, just mess around.
Yeah. No. I like that. Thank you for telling me that because, as a junior, I'm like starting the, college step side
Hmm.
flashbacks.
Good luck. Good luck.
Thanks, Zach. I appreciate that since it is a blend, but it's also about the community and the people you make. And currently, we have 4 more minutes, 5 minutes and a half left. So, for my last question, if you could make any musical or like play with any aspects of it, whatever you want with tech and the songs, what would it be? Who would be in the lead role? And
Oh God. Uh, so after doing the three shows I've done here, I'm realizing I don't know any musicals. Like you can know like the big ones, right? Like
yeah.
Hamilton, Hades. I'm wearing a Hades Town shirt. Uh,
I need to see
Peak
that one. I
musical.
saw Gatsby, but
It's
I need to
really
see that
good.
one.
It's like
Okay.
it's a very jazzy show, and I
Okay.
love jazzy stuff. But after like Be More Chill was one that I hadn't heard of before, and next A term we're doing Into the Woods. I don't know what that is. It sounds like it's going to be something like Red Riding Hood-esque, but
Yeah.
as a musical. Uh,
I heard it's like
but
darker.
I have to look into it because
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and do a role there or something. Um, I think if I had to do one, I would probably I would want to see I would want to do a Hades Sound show. I don't know if it's possible because I don't know if they sell the rights to it, but I would want to do the set. I would love to do set design. I don't know how to do that, but I think I would love to
Oh,
learn it
set
and do
design
that.
is
Set design for
awesome.
Hades Town would be so fun because the set opens up, but you'd have to figure out how to do that on the stage that you're working on, where you don't have a turntable on the floor and you
Yes.
don't have automations where you can just open up the walls,
Yes.
uh, and you can't fly in chain lights.
Yeah.
We could do that actually. That would we would get uh, busted by environmental health and safety, but it would be fun
Hey,
still.
it's only illegal until someone finds out.
Yeah, yeah,
No, set design is so cool, especially I don't know if you've seen this one, Newsies.
yeah. I've seen. I think I've seen one picture from Newsies, but it's. I think the set looked similar to Working when they did that at high school. They did that the year of COVID.
Oh
I
goodness
think it was
gracious.
2020.
Oh goodness.
No, it was 2023 because it was the year before I joined. Um,
2021?
2023, I think.
Okay. Okay.
No, 2022. That's when it was. Because it was. It's like scaffolding behind them the entire time.
Wow.
Working was a weird musical. It's just a bunch of people singing about working. There's no
Oh,
story to it.
so it's Grey's Anatomy, but the musical version.
Sure, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No,
Well,
I
even that
see.
has some story.
Yeah. So they're just literally being the stereotypical musical, just singing,
Yeah,
barely
yeah,
in the story. Wow.
exactly.
Okay. Wow. Well, Zach, thank you so much for being here with me today, especially on a Sunday, and especially after your finals are over. I will
Of
be
course, of
dead.
course.
So
Yep.
you brought really amazing things.
Mailbox.
I'm sorry your background failed on you, but
Yeah,
it's
oh well.
cool. The void. So
Yep. The
that's
void. Yep.
that's your
I'm
house,
actually in the sky.
the domain expansion, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
So, all right, well, thank you once again.